why Peppa Pig was recently removed from television. Well, if you didn't know, Peppa Pig was a little piglet who was created to make little kids happier. Peppa Pig was also meant to help little kids create a stronger bond with their family members. As in the show, Peppa Pig is very close to her family members, especially her little brother George. But soon that would all change. Because in the most recent episode, Peppa Pig would be playing with George. And sooner or later, they would get hungry, so their dad gave them carrots. But for some reason, George didn't like his. And later on in the episode, got very sick, throwing up all over Peppa Pig. George's sickness got so bad, he eventually had to go to the hospital. It turns out George had food poisoning and spent 5 months in the hospital. And sadly, eventually died from it. When Peppa Pig got the news, she would scream out, "No, George!" And every time Peppa Pig went back to school, she would get bullied and made fun of. Aha, your brother George is dead and you couldn't save him, making Peppa Pig very angry. This would prompt to Peppa Pig confronting her dad. "Papa, it's all your fault George is dead. If you wasn't so fat, we could've got George to the hospital faster. And if you didn't give him that carrot, George would still be alive." Peppa Pig's dad would start crying. Tell Peppa Pig, "I'm sorry, Peppa, I failed as a dad. I wish we could bring George back, but we can't. I wish it was me instead of him." That's when Peppa Pig pulls out a gun and says, "You're right, I wish it was you," and shot her dad. Right after that, Peppa went to go kill her mom too. And while Peppa Pig was killing everybody, all she could think about was George. Peppa Pig remembered when he was a little kid and she would take care of him. Peppa remembered the times they used to play in the mud, but now that mud's dried up, and eventually she would leave the country to live by herself and die alone.